afternoon, boys and girls, friends and lovers, children of all ages. I am doing one of the things that I don't like. Oh, I just wiped your screen. There we are. So, it's the 16th of March. Beware the Ides of March was yesterday. And I'm not really going to be able to read your messages very well, I don't think. Hi. I'm focused on driving and I'm getting on the interstate here in a short bit. However, I wanted to express to all of you today the urgency and the importance of making sure that your shelves are stocked in whatever way that you can. Okay? So, if you've got a coin bucket, or if you've got an extra $100 whittled away somewhere, today's the day that you should go get some stuff. Maybe it's a jar of honey. Maybe it's oatmeal, rice, pasta, flour, salt. Maybe it's frozen meat, canned fruits and vegetables. It doesn't really matter. In Denver, Colorado, we anticipate that our government will be shutting down non-essential services in the next 3 to 72 hours. That's simple. Non-essential government services will be work at home, don't come to the office, school closings. It's all coming. And if you haven't taken the time to do a little bit of stocking up to make sure that your access to the medical necessities, the supplies, the urgent materials, if you haven't done that, now is the time. And so just the basics, right? I mean, some stores have milk, others have eggs, others you can get dried boxed egg whites, right? Water supply should be good for a while. It doesn't hurt to have a gallon jug, some excess water, but we don't expect water to go bad, right? That's an essential service. But I have an ear to politics and to what's going on in the at-large range of this community and in the state of Colorado. And what I need to just tell you is that I'm on my way to a government office to deliver paperwork because I don't expect to have time to do it at any other point. I was actually in a grocery store line buying groceries, and I said, okay, that's it. Dropped everything to go. So that's where I'm at right now, folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is that it is getting to be where we need to consider, did you go to the food bank? Did you go check on having enough bars of soap that if you run out of toilet paper, everybody can take a quick washy-woo, and you've got laundry soap to wash the rags, the napkins, all that stuff, right? Do you have dish soap so that your plastic plates are used over and over again and you don't run out of supplies? Do you have, or your ceramics, whatever they are, right? Did you just think about rationing, just stocking up your pantry a little bit? Fill the gas tanks. Make sure you got a little extra propane gas. If your tanks aren't full, fill them up today. Go grab an extra one. Whatever it takes. In Colorado, it's going to be pretty quick, real quick, lockdown. Everybody, they're talking about how do we release people from the jails across the country right now, right? What do we do to get people out of quarantined mass people settings? And they don't want 50 or more in a room together. And I just can't. I'm driving. How it looks. Is that... There we go. Is that better right there? It keeps moving, but I can't watch because I'm driving. So, anyway, I want you guys just... You're my community. We're all each other's community. And we got to do the things that it takes. So, I'm telling you, call a friend, get on mutual aid website, message some people on social media that you know, or maybe hoarders, have extra stock, and ask for some extra, right? Leave me a little behind. What can I do? So, I just want to put it out there, folks. Be responsible to yourselves. Be responsible to having a 30 to 60 day supply of food. If you can soak it with butter, okay? If you cook more than you need to eat in a meal setting, refrigerate it, save it. Don't throw food away right now. Save it. Breads should go in the refrigerators. Freeze things till you need them if they're perishable. Process them so they're canned. These kinds of things you gotta think about right now. We're at that day and age, that stage in life where the stocks are gonna be thin for a little bit. There'll be more unboxing and of warehousing supplies, but there's going to be restrictions on how you get it. You're going to go stand outdoors in lines, and there's going to be distancing. So it might be 5 blocks of people in a parking lot, kind of snaked out. One person going through every 5 minutes into the door, as one comes out every 5 minutes, or maybe it's 10, right? And so it's going to take time. But we're seeing it happen. We're seeing what happened in Washington State. We're seeing what happened in Italy. And the best prevention is an ounce of distance. It's an ounce of preparation. So, I just want to give you guys a heads up. Governments are going to be shutting down the non-essential services. That's where it's at. And so, there's going to be efforts, mutual aid programs. There's going to be community response groups. Those who have will share. Those who don't have, will be shared with. And each of us should try to grab a little bit extra if you have the capacity to carefully get your hands on a little bit of extra resources and just have a little extra on hand. That's where I'm telling you, there's no toilet paper at Costco when I was there last three times. There's 20 boxes of rice left, peanut butter, jelly, right? Get noodles. Think about it. Anyway, I hope you guys know that the other thing I'll tell you is that the audio files I've been listening to on National Public Radio today, I've been talking about inmate populations. They're talking about quarantining workers. If you work at a jail, we're going to give you a quarters, and everybody stays here on site. Rotational shifts. Campus housing, right? Even if it's temporary, throw some trailers in and give you some FEMA trailers to have the workers sectioned out where they have their own distances, their own quarantines when they're not working, so they're not highly interacting with each other. These are things that are coming, and I think about Eric Brandt in this moment because the trial courts, right? We heard that there's people whose trials are getting postponed. They're getting them out of the system. Will people get released early? I think so. Eric won't be one of those, though. Hopefully, though, that they count that his time, right? I think he's sitting here right now. Hopefully, they give that to him. His time served till this shit's over. So, let's see. I'm coming up on a stop sign. I can't believe I did that. You live in a quarantine county. Food and proper hygiene, distancing, yes. What I'm telling you, though, is that I have gotten notification. The voting system that the Democratic Party is they're looking at canceling the Milwaukee event in May of this year. I think it is May or June. The national conference that sets the delegate for who will be the candidate for the May presidential race against Donald Trump. That shit's looking at being canceled. And the state of Colorado is writing a blueprint that's being looked at quite possibly as, one of the viable options. What do you do when you have an election process and your elected leaders might not be doing it all right? You might need new leaders in place. Do you just give them the space? Does the Constitution end? Do we go into martial law? These are questions we don't have answers for. Yeah, if there's martial law, there's no election. So stay calm, absolutely. And I can't read all of these texts now. I'm driving again, but when I talk about elections, we have to remember that the local level is important. If your city leaders drop the ball, do you put new leaders in that are ready to take up? Do you have planned elections for people who have said, I want to be in office, and there's a vacancy, there's an opening, and I want to fill that seat. I have the know-how as a scientist, as a doctor, as an educator, as a retired community leader, whatever it is. An engineer, I don't know. Do you have the right to still continue to be in the election process? Do people who are innocent but until proven guilty, but housed in and incarcerated, do they have a right to due process during an epidemic? Or do we have a right as to hold these people in cages? These are all real, valid, and important questions that must be answered. So, in the meantime, the question is, do you have a little extra capacity to prepare yourself? I'm not saying buy 5,000 rolls of toilet paper and, sit on that stock. I'm saying get an extra week or two's worth of groceries, right? Get an item that you normally wouldn't have in a bigger size, or get stuff that you have but in bigger bulk, right? Don't buy one jar of peanut butter, buy 2 or 3. Buy the things you like in a quantity, but mix it up so that you have the ability to have different stuff, right? These are the kinds of things that we need to be thinking about today. That's all I'm saying to you, okay? If you're required some kind of medicine or some opportunity to help get out of your situation, then do that, right? Do what you can to give the guy on the road an extra $1. I'll give you an extra $1 to help get your bus, man. Have a good day. God bless you.
Trying to get back to California.
Well, you might stay here. I don't know. You might got a place there. There you go. Get out. Right? Give a guy $1 because I had a $1 bill in my pocket. I'm just saying, guys, think. Use some common sense. Do a little extra effort. My eye on you. You know, there's just a reality of it. We may not have these jobs and these group activities and I'm used to working in public, right? My job takes me to the concert halls, to the venues, to the streets, to the houses of people. Will I be allowed to do that kind of work for the next 6 weeks? I don't know. So do I have enough food and groceries and supplies to get through it? I hope so. I'm doing my best. Rent's paid on one place, gotta finish catching up on the other. So I'm in the middle of a move, and supplies are getting stocked up. Okay, all the Q&As. So anyway, folks, it is that time where I have to focus on the responsibilities at hand. So I'm going to be discharging this phone call, and I am going to be getting a parking spot. This phone call, this live stream. So I thank you for your time. I thank you for your commentary. I thank you for just hearing me out and considering what you can do to just be a little extra ready for what you need to do in the coming weeks. And that is to survive, to be healthy, and not to depend on people who should themselves be taking space from society, right? So it's nice that you can go to a grocery store and you can drive up and you can load your vehicle and then you can leave. It's great. It's wonderful. It's amazing. But at the same time, you have to remember that those people might have opportunities, paid off time, sick leaves, whatever it is. The companies might say we're going to drop our staff for the safety of others. And you might just need to have a little extra. So, before it locks down and shuts down a little bit, my rant today, and I gotta go. If you can get them, is the question. Can you get it? Can you get the milk? Is it on the shelf? I don't know. I haven't been in a Walmart in many years. So, with that, folks, I'm done. I'm off. I'm gonna find a parking spot, and we'll talk to you all. Be safe in your travels, as I will be safe in mine. We'll talk to you later.